Okay, super. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and we'll get rolling with this. There's a few modifications in the agenda, but we'll do that as we get to it. Meeting is called to order at 6 o'clock. If we could all engage in a moment of silence as we prepare ourselves for next meeting. Okay, if we could have a review and adoption of the minutes.
Did everybody see them, or has everybody seen the minutes?
All good, thanks for posting. Yeah, okay, any, do we have a motion to accept?
A motion.
Okay, and a second? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. So we're good. Any communications from the floor? Nada. Okay. Updates. Okay.
I do have one thing.
Yeah.
I seen a thing. There's a group of young boys that are gonna be coming to clean up the trail that is where the creek is at. That joins to the fire station, that comes out this way.
It says Creek on
Oh,
both
okay.
sides.
I don't know what it's called, what that trail's called.
Okay.
Just the ravine.
Yes.
Or just the ravine trails,
They're gonna
not
clean,
the
they're gonna
arms
clean
woods.
the trail and the creek area, so.
Okay.
But they said they wanna wait until it warms up a little bit more so they can have fun in the creek doing it too, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, is this just a group of boys or are they associated with some organization? or-
They are associated with an organization, but we're not gonna mention that live because then there's gonna be turf
Okay.
wars.
Okay, so we're just gonna say a
Okay,
group
all
of
right.
young men want to
Yes.
take care of some stuff. That's great.
Yes.
All right. So there follows now a series of updates, which we'll just read into the record and also so that folks watching us can know. First off, let's start. Is there any update with Twilight?
Casey got the signs already. I went and picked them up, and I have not put them out yet because I was waiting on election to get over, because I figured the fight between the, the places to put the signs would be a mess. And so I assume those will go down tonight probably, mostly, so I can get our signs up tomorrow.
Okay.
And so the signs are beautiful. I think they're really nice,
Good deal.
so,
We worked pretty hard. We went back and forth quite a bit.
yeah, we
I was
did.
like, what time is it? Do you like
Yeah,
these
we
colors?
did,
So we
yeah.
went back and forth. We got it. And we also got it posted to Facebook.
Yeah.
We got all dates posted to Facebook. And then we created the event for the one that's coming in May.
Right.
So far we have
Super.
13 interested.
And the one that's coming in May, I really, really liked it that Casey added that that they'd also have walking tacos available. So I know what everybody's serving for all of those, so that would be nice to put the vendor on there
Yeah.
and what they're serving also. So that was really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I will mention at this point that Scott Gregory talked to me a while back about maybe bringing a music group to Wabachi Park. And then I heard you talking about the fishing thing that Rec Inc. is doing in June sometime?
June 6th and 7th.
Okay. Just possibly, you might want to reach out to Scott to see if he'd want to play.
Music and fishing go together because
Or
fish
too
don't like
loud for
noise.
the fishing.
Yeah,
I hear you.
I don't think that would be a good,
Yeah. Yeah, now that you point that out, it's pretty blaringly obvious.
yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay. AARP grant awards will be announced this month. We applied for $13,000 to upgrade Arms Woods. The Legacy Grant, which is available through the Community Foundation, will be requesting a presentation this month, which is the third step in the process of the application. We are applying for additional upgrades for the Wabachi Park Playground. So we'll see. A bridge, this is so exciting, is being constructed in Ravine Park, funded by the Bob Shepherd donation. And we have applied for grants for 2 more bridges in Arms Woods and may have enough left over for those grants and the Bob Shepherd donation to build the 3rd bridge.
Have
So-
we heard anything from Main Street about the possibility of?
Yeah, I talked to Cindy not so long ago, and she said that's still looking very likely
She
that we'll get a
said
grant.
by June.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
So, the graffiti defacing the mural gracing the Canada Street Bridge has been painted over.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah. The trash can lids and lanyards that we authorized last month so that water isn't getting splashed on all of the employees when they're emptying them have been ordered, and they will arrive in mid to late May, and the cost came in below budget. The signs prohibiting unauthorized vehicles, including motorized bicycles, are being posted at the trails, and the cost came in below budget. The mayor has been advised of the park board's recommendation for an ordinance to prohibit the traffic and impose a fine. We agreed that the rest of the signs will be installed, and the board will present to a regular meeting of the council if the signs don't rectify the problem. And, I realize people are on the trails who mean no harm. And at the same time, I was just talking to a guy walking the trail yesterday. He said, those e-bikes are so quiet and they just come up fast, and it just scared the every living bejesus out of me. And so I think it's this whole thing is that we need to keep motorized stuff off the trails.
Are we allowed to do a fine, or are they gonna allow us to?
We'll see. Let's not make it illegal if it doesn't have to be,
Okay.
as in a fine illegal. And we'll see. But he was not opposed to the idea of bringing it to council.
Mhm.
All right, the big pavilion bathrooms were vandalized once again. Eric says it's annual. Our mayor is looking into the possibility of installing destruction-proof cameras in the pavilion. They've done it before and had them bashed and broken. So he's trying to see if there's a security system that can put kind of something that can't be destroyed. He's also looking into that would go with the pickleball court and other sensitive areas of the park. So this is an early stage of, we'll see.
They also
Parenthetically,
paintball the back of the wall.
Huh?
They also paintball the back of the wall of the pavilion too.
There was also something drawn on every single post that was very inappropriate.
Yeah.
That I was there one day and we had a volunteer you had reached out to who was there to paint over them.
Yeah.
But I couldn't figure out what he was doing at first because I didn't notice it right away. And then he goes, "Casey, take a longer look at the post." And I said, "There it is." And then I went down and it was on every single post.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's see, I spray painted the ones on the, white, on the white part. I did spray paint those, but seems like they're right behind you.
well, and there you go. So one of the things that'll come up as a resolution, but I kind of forewarn you, is maybe what we do is lock up the restrooms and put a porta potty there.
Yeah.
Because it's endless, the damage that happens over and over and over again. And the
Yeah.
porta potties just kind of, they're a lot more resilient, I guess. And so rather than
They've knocked
putting
theirs over twice. over
another
the
how
park
many
with the pool.
thousand into both those, so think about
Yeah,
that. We
that's
can
right.
also put that as a table, but I wanted you to consider.
Yeah, definitely table it because I have my reservations with that because the park program. had
So we're gonna have
bathrooms.
anything there for
So
for,
what will those kids use?
that's what I was gonna say.
Right there. Or you
Are we
think they'd
gonna
be
have
afraid
one
of it?
before
I don't
May
know.
30th, another one, or what?
Huh?
Are we gonna try another one before our May 30th? Because we have
Yeah,
our first
yeah.
twilight, May 30th, so.
Either that or leave them locked and then unlock them for the events.
It just stinks that we can't leave them alone. Nobody
Well,
wants to go in a porta potty, you
And
know?
that's the thing. I mean, maybe what we do is we open them up for park program and porta potty otherwise.
Yeah.
So we get it, because it's not that
Maybe
they
open
can't be
them up.
unlocked.
I'm
it's just-
assuming it's happening at night. So is there like a volunteer system where there's a calendar in place where someone's in charge of locking the bathrooms at night?
They used to do that.
So like by like after 6 o'clock or whatever time, whoever's designated for that date goes and locks the bathroom up for the night.
Well, this will all be things that we can
Mhm.
raise and see where they are with employees having
Yeah.
adequate.
Someone used to do that, but I don't know who it was.
And do they just give those keys out?
Who?
I wonder.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
My
for
guess is
volunteering,
maybe there's not just one person that wants to be responsible for it
Yeah,
every night.
there
So
used
if
to
there was a
be.
system in place where it's kind of like passed off to people
it'd be better.
that they.
Well, give this all some thought and feel free to, say what do you think might be an ideal solution.
It's a nice park. I hate to not have nice bathrooms, but I
If they're gonna
understand
keep
that.
getting vandalized.
I know, I understand.
And he says it's routine. You could have a toilet bowl that's bashed or
Yeah.
a sink that's bashed. And
Now,
in
what
this case, the doors were kicked in.
Yeah.
And so it's just ridiculous stuff that
Mhm.
never has to happen, but somebody decides to do it.
That's interesting.
Okay, National Fitness Campaign presentation was made to Mayor, Park Board, and Rec Inc. about an outdoor fitness area. It's real cool, but it's also, the whole thing, it had to fundraise for it. It merits additional a look, but no commitment was made at this time. Michelle Stuckey presented about the Wabash River Blueway Grant, and several community members were present. A proposal to create a floating dock next to our boat launch appeared to be favorably received by those in attendance. The dock would allow for river watching, fishing, and kayak canoe launching. We also anticipate a new kayak rental kiosk going in this summer. So we can also apply for signage to direct people to the river. And there may be some funds available for cultural events at the Wabachi Park. Maybe your fishing thing, you could get in touch with Community Foundation and ask them if there's any of that left. I think it was $4,000 per year per county, maybe. So you could look into that.
Yeah, I've already made a call.
Okay. Educational packets have been created for elementary school teachers. Did you guys ever get those? Not yet. And might also be applicable to summer program. So that's still, still for the program, it could still be useful. Okay. Reminder, on May 17th at about 2 p.m., the new Wabachi Playground is going to be dedicated in memory of the children who died in a nearby fire. So park board members are encouraged to attend. Summer Park Program has lined up church groups and other organizations to provide lunches for the kids for every week. Anything more with Summer Park Program?
Yes, hold on one second. I'm sorry. I'm putting in this May 17th into my calendar.
And it's for sure May 17th, because for some reason I
Yeah, 'cause
have it May 10th.
It
Yeah,
was.
it
and
changes.
Okay,
17th.
okay, let me change that.
That's it. I think my note said it was possibly going to be May 10th, and then
Okay. So yes, I have a great update. I've been, and also if my phone rings, I do have an incoming call from one of the churches that their organization was meeting this evening and they wanted to talk to me a little about it. So if I have to step out, that's what I'm doing. But June 1st through June 5th is the Catholic Church. June 8th through June 12th is the Methodist Church. And I have talked to Sarah a little bit more about that. And we opened up the idea of kind of what you had mentioned, Jerry, with like crock pot meals. If that was something that they wanted to bring down, Sarah and I just kind of had the talk of, that might be their only hot meal of the day. If that was something that the church was willing to put together, maybe the first day it's peanut butter and jelly, but then the next day you want it to be a hot meal. And those 2 weeks, let me keep going. June 15th and the 19th is the Christian Church out by the high school. They're the one that will probably be calling me this evening. June 22nd through June 26th is Pastor Barnett's church. And then June 29th through July 2nd is the Bethel Church. And I have the contact person lead for all of that. They contacted me again last week and they're ready to go. They're ready to have allergy lists and everything. So they were Johnny on the spot. There are 2 other churches that I have contacted that have not called me back quite yet. But one of them, the name on the paper was Mark Mason. And I asked Sarah and she said that was indeed Cindy's Mark Mason. So I'm going to reach out to them personally. I called the first number on the list. I just started there. That was underneath his church. So I'm going to call them. But then we are still open the last 2 weeks. I haven't gotten any phone calls back from the other ones that I've contacted. So my next plan is to go to other organizations now that we have the first 5 weeks filled. So I feel confident.
Mhm.
I know that we can get those last 3. And I feel confident in Mark and Cindy Mason as well. So I would say that we have the first 6 weeks. So I'm working on the last 2 weeks really to get lunches. And all snack packs I have found sponsors for and donations. So those will be covered as well. And that came from Crowder Farms, Attica Pickleball, some of this money. My in-laws have graciously offered to pay for a week for all the kids, Wabash overhead doors, and the Badlands.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the Amazon wish list, we have enough breakfast to feed the kiddos for the entire first month of park program. And there are also additional snacks in there. And so we've been continuing to share that so that we can now hopefully get breakfast for the second. So things are looking up. We're definitely getting the donations and the things that we need from everyone. So yeah.
I think you
Awesome.
might get like the Sciotes and Tri Kappa, I think those organizations might help too. And
Yes, there was someone
Mason about the.
that wanted to donate money that Mariah texted you and I about, and I cannot remember who it was, but they were very specific in meeting our tax exempt
Yes, and
number.
I got that tomorrow.
Okay,
Mhm.
so I didn't know if they were able to make their donation, but I know they specifically wanted that to go toward providing food, but they didn't want to get on and buy the food. They wanted us to have the money to buy the food. So they were going to donate that directly to the park board. funds.
You may want to give them a W-9.
Yeah, I'm not sure how all of that works.
I emailed Joanne and she sent me what we needed and then I forwarded that on
Okay,
to Mariah
awesome.
and Mariah
Good.
told them.
The only other thing, American Legion. Mariah is watching.
Oh,
She just texted me and said it was American Legion.
All right. That just tickles me. We get responses from the community at large that's watching.
Yep, and then she just said, we also have 1 or 2 checks for the snacks for the park program as well. So, thanks, Mariah.
Good upgrades, really good upgrades. A little setback is that the lifeguards were unable to complete training. And the next set of dates, one of the members can't attend. So Sarah's Mattern is reaching out to another instructor at another location to see if you can arrange something. She will hear something back, she thinks, tomorrow.
So, and that was just this past weekend that the training, so
Yeah.
just Grace was able to go,
Yeah,
I think. Okay.
But I don't think she was able to go they weren't allowed to move on to the next portion. So Grace did pass the pre-test, but she wasn't allowed to move on to the next portion because we didn't have enough past the pre-test. So Grace isn't fully certified
Gotcha.
just yet.
Okay.
But we still have Roman.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
He's completely certified.
Mhm.
So if, we're not there quite yet at the beginning of summer, we can still do our summer swims with Roman there as our counselor, and then we would have to, find a second lifeguard to employ because you have to have at least 2.
Right.
while the
Okay.
kids are in the pool.
well, here's crossing fingers. Okay. So various activities, volunteers have been installing black plastic borders around play sets and ravine. That's the stuff that's going to keep the mulch in place, right? Boy Scouts have assisted with sanding some of the tables in the pavilion and posts for the small play set. Signs are being installed at the entrances and exits of the trails. Educational signs are being installed at various locations in the parks. And volunteers for placing plastic borders in other parks would really be appreciated. Okay, installation of Circle Park playset and Ravine Toddler Park are still being scheduled. In the best of all worlds, they would begin June 1st. We'll see. Volunteers again greatly needed to paint the equipment. Several repairs and cleanup activities were conducted at the Wabash River Overlook. Now, for many people, myself included, we had no idea there was a Wabash River Overlook.
I was so excited about it. I couldn't wait to go down there and clean up on it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it
It's
now?
neat.
It looks very
It's really
nice
cool.
now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's been a lot of work there. Nancy et al., different folks have cleaned up around it. And then we also got some boards in place that have been knocked down and broken out and some masonry replaced. But just the same, there's some pretty fancy masonry that was done. I have no idea how to duplicate it. And that was created apparently during Mayor Long's tenure. So it would be somebody who knew how to do that back then. And if anybody is watching or has some idea who that might be, we'd love to hear from you. Okay. The landscape, there is, we need to move a bench there, which we have and will, and post signage. Landscaping at the McDonald Park was tidied up, but it needs regular maintenance.
Okay.
The training for lifeguards, I've already covered that. What do you know about that, Nancy, as far as the regular maintenance?
That's what I was going to go back and say. You started going, so I was going to bother you. I did talk to Attica Floral, and I also talked to Carolyn Sells,
Okay,
which is the company that you had to do the trails. And she said they would be glad to do the landscaping, but I asked her for an estimate, and she wasn't able to do that before tonight's meeting.
okay,
So she is going to do an estimate for us, see what she can do for us. I went ahead and trimmed the bushes over at the pavilion anyway, so those are taken care of, and did the weed eating and stuff. So,
well, thank
so
you.
we're just waiting on her to see what she says about the, keeping that going. I asked her about sunflowers in there, and in the fall, if we could put mums in there, because we used to do that. She said in the past that was always taken care of by them. However, Bob Shepherd had paid for it. So I thought maybe if I got the estimate, I might go talk to Bob and see if he wanted to continue to do that. If he doesn't, I mean, that's perfectly fine, but I thought I would take it to him and ask him if he wanted to continue doing that. So that's
I
where we
can
stand on
mention
that.
that to him. I can talk to him too.
Okay, it was arranged that the clerk, maintenance director, and the park board reps are all gonna meet in early June to look at this and next year's budget. It'd be really wise that we have all the projects we're considering and the quotes for next year. So if you would ship me off any wish list you have, anything you wish we were gonna be doing next year. And then the next thing might be to be flipping it back out to you and say, can you get a quote? Because we wanna have a realistic budget, and that's gonna take quotes. But first, we just need to know what the board thinks needs to be done, okay?
What
Jerry?
happened to the,
Does that also include the shed that we talked about behind?
we haven't got there yet.
Not there, but we'll soon, yeah.
It's in our
okay.
agenda. So speaking of these future budget things, whatever, at one time when I was on, before you came in here, the Lions Heads they were working on, and I thought that Nathan Moss had already duplicated those or made those and they were ready, but are we needing to set those, or what's?
I don't know. I
Do we
heard
know where
that
the progress
too,
is on
Nathan-
those?
That Nathan was working on it.
Yeah, but I thought they were done, so I don't know what the progress is on getting them installed or whatever.
He
But
even
isn't
came
that
to-
something we need to do?
He even came to a meeting and talked about it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
Well, I'll tell you,
Before
Nancy,
Jerry
as
came on,
part of
yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
I think it'd be great to have it there. Would you be willing
Yeah.
to be in touch with him and see what's the status?
I will.
And we can
Yeah,
kind of
I
see
know Nathan,
where
so
we're
I'll
going
ask
with
him
that.
about it, yeah.
By the way, a shout out to Nathan. He is, he's donating a bench to the Wabachi Park as a memorial for the kids.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay, Attica senior class will be sending approximately 10 students to Ravine Park to assist with painting prep for the playground equipment. We're really putting the emphasis on trying to hit Ravine Park first before the summer park program starts. So again, extra volunteers appreciated. Elliot Peterson, seeking to be an Eagle Scout, has managed a project to install a welcome sign and landscaping at the entrance to Ravine Park. His Scoutmaster Robin Kiefer and her husband Mick paid for the entire cost of the project, which came in at $806.47 as a gesture of support to Attica's parks. A Heart and Hand Thrift Store, an outreach of the Free Methodist Church, has donated $500 for the parks to assist as a challenge grant for the storage building. And we'll talk just a skosh about that. As it turns out, we need Toot Sweet, a storage building. And we've looked at some prices. The budget would probably be around $4,000, give or take. And so that was they found out about that, and they said, we'd like to contribute $500 just to kind of get the ball rolling.
Great.
And also, I know pickleball has some interest in sharing that building, and so there may be ways where that could be helpful to funding. Or the construction for that.
Yeah.
Right?
We have a meeting Thursday, so I'll see what we're gonna be
Yeah.
able to
If you'd
propose
raise
for
with
us.
them, one of the most valuable things that might come out of this is having some people who are good with construction and willing to,
Yeah, we have some. Yeah.
okay.
Levi
Okay.
has his own business now, right?
Levi does,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I thought. Construction business.
Okay, we're now on to proposals. We had Racket Set and Go come see us, but we didn't formally authorize that they could use the facilities. So
I don't know that he's gonna even want to. I had a note that he sent me today. I don't know what I did with it. But anyway, he sent me a note today and said that, they didn't have anybody come at all for it at all. I went up before he got started and talked with him and stuff. The one thing he did get done was they did do some video of them around our courts and stuff for their future purpose. But they don't know if it's gonna take off in Attica at all. But they may do some advertising through the school or something, but I saw where the school has a tennis camp coming up even.
Well, they
So,
did.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was.
so I'm not really sure that, how that would go even at the school. But he said they might go talk to the school yet and see, if there was if he thought there was any purpose for that there.
Well, okay, what we could do is we could propose to allow them to use McDonald Park for instruction of tennis and pickleball this summer so that it's in place if they do decide.
Yeah,
All right?
I just don't know the way he talked. I didn't think he was interested, yeah.
But then we won't have to come back in session to authorize it if you wanted to do it in the middle of
Yeah.
May and we're not around till June.
Yeah.
Okay, so the proposal is to allow Racket Set Go use McDonald Park for instruction of tennis and pickleball this summer. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to allow that.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second.
And your point is well taken, he may not do it. Okay, is there any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign, no, okay. The next is to propose a purchase of 12 by 12 storage shed not to exceed $4,000 in order to hold summer park program equipment supplies and pickleball equipment, to actively recruit for volunteers to assemble, and to seek donations to offset the purchase price. Do I have a motion?
Emotion.
Ellen? Second?
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion?
I do have a discussion point. So with the donation part of it, because Jerry and I have kind of talked about this, is there any suggestion from the board of how to set up a donation fund? I don't know that necessarily a GoFundMe would be the way to go for this specific project, but where would we direct people to make that donation? Would we direct them to come here and make the donation?
Yeah, I think, I did ask Joanne about that. And when people do send donations to the park board, it goes into the city, it goes through the building and everything, or through the whatever we
That they
call
just
that,
designate.
the bookwork. Yeah, and then it goes into our,
Okay, so we could advertise it that
That's
way.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's done
yeah,
like
they
that,
just need
yeah.
to specify that it's for the
Yeah,
park
just designate
program.
to that
Now,
area.
is there like an online link? Because, for example, I know that Nate and I, Mariah said, do we have a Venmo or a PayPal? I don't think that we do.
No, we don't.
But is there an online link that would allow people access to donate online somewhere through the city?
There are companies that do that,
There are.
but you probably need to
have
talk to
have-
Joanne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then that would take a portion of our money, right?
yeah, it would.
Yeah.
We just
but-
set it up for
depends. There is
pickleball.
a company, what is it called? That you can set up, it's for 501c3s. And,
You still have to
the
pay.
city is, I don't have my phone with me. I can send you the information, Zephy, that's it, Zephy, it's free. Now, the only thing that it will do is it will ask whoever donates if they wanna donate like a tip to Zephy to pay for their fees. But you guys would not be charged anything.
Okay,
But it's called Zephy.
I was just trying to think of the most effective way to get donations, because I know that I would be 10 times more likely to donate
If you could
if
just
I'm,
click on
if
a
I could
link.
just click on it. If I could
Yeah.
just click on it and I could do it that way. But then if I have to come all the way down to the city building and I have to write a check and I have to have it in the memo, like that just seems like a chore to me.
We're getting
Where I would-
spoiled.
Huh?
We're getting
Well,
spoiled.
we are. We
We are.
absolutely
That's what
are.
it
We are.
But unfortunately, I think that's going to be the the majority of people are going to think the way that I'm thinking just now. And so I'm just trying to wrap my head around how do we do this that's the most convenient for I think we'll get great donations.
Yeah.
So would you be willing to talk to Joanne?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's what I'll do.
That makes a ton of sense and
That,
see-
that if you can't do like online through the city, then you can do the Zeffy, that can link to the city.
Well, we'd have to talk to Joanne either
Yeah,
way.
Yeah.
I talked to Joanne,
See if
but
we
yeah,
can do that,
there's no fees or
She may
anything
say we
for
can't too.
use it.
yeah, because the sooner we can get
The
that
funds.
set up, the better. Absolutely.
Because the park program's going to need somewhere to hold all that stuff. Mariah's house is bursting at the seams right now.
Yeah.
Just the
Well, we
food.
were talking about a 12 by 12. Jerry and I had actually discussed this. He has a picture of it and everything. He's done all the research on it, and it has like a regular garage door, and it's a 12 by 12 shed that we were talking about. Pickleball would pay half, or we would pay half, and share it half and half.
Yes.
So that
I think that's a great idea.
and because when I talked to Larry Grant about it, Larry did not want a bunch of buildings up there at the park. He would rather we have one building that we could all share,
Mhm.
and we could put it over where the Lions building was. He said, put it right in there, and we'd be out of everybody's way to put it over there. And so that's,
And really, it makes
That's a
sense for us to
proposed site.
share.
It does,
It really
yeah.
does.
well, we were getting a shed anyway. I mean, pickleball had to have a shed anyway, because we can't get any equipment for our court until we get a shed.
Okay.
But we need we want, pickleball throwers, and things, for people to be able to practice. And we have brooms and stuff. Our little shed's falling apart, little whatever it is cabinet. It's falling apart. We taped it back together, as a matter of fact. But anyways, we have brooms and we have squeegees. We have, things that we need to keep in a shed also. We were going to purchase a small shed, but I agree with Larry. It's silly to get a bunch of sheds, like we need one, you need one, one nice big one would be good for us all to share.
I agree.
And the 12 by 12 seems like it'd be
It's a pretty
probably.
good sized building.
It's pretty good
And
size,
at the
yeah.
same time, it's like anything. If you got space, you fill it.
Yeah.
Do you
yeah.
know when, Nancy, we're supposed to get this stuff out of the pool building?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, as soon as, we can hold off until you get the building
The
built.
shed.
But if anyone goes in that building, first of all, they cannot be under 18. And secondly, they will have to sign a waiver to be able to go in.
That's for
So, and
insurance
I've got
reasons.
those waivers.
Okay, so before Mariah and Grace can go in to get stuff for the park program, they're gonna have to
Grace can't go
sign.
in.
They
unless
have
she's
to sign a
over 18.
waiver and they have to, no one under 18 can go in.
Is Grace
That's for our
18?
insurance.
Grace is 18.
Okay,
Yeah.
good,
Okay.
yeah. Okay, yeah, good.
That's good. Well, I'd love to see this done by June 1st. So we got to go, if everybody's in favor of authorizing that purchase and rolling along with it, then at least we've got the go ahead and then we can start trying to make things happen. Okay, and so all those in favor with that proposal, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. So that passes. The next one, the proposal is to complete repairs at the Wabash River Overlook, install a bench, and create appropriate signage. Do I have a motion?
What kind of signage are you talking about? I guess I'll go ahead and do the motion and then I'll ask you.
Do I have a motion?
I have a motion.
And do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, so signage is could be that educational signage that you sent me that was about when it was established.
Mhm.
And I thought those were cool, about Harold
Okay.
Long's tenure.
Yes. Yeah.
So that'd be
And if
one
the money
sign.
was through a grant, I believe it was through some type of grant.
And then the other signage is directions, like at the very front, there'd be a sign that says to the lookout, and there'd be a sign that says to what I'm calling the Dry Days River Trail, because it's only passable on dry days.
Oh, yeah.
So, so that way people, because if you can imagine coming all the way from Arms Woods, we now have in our sites that we would put signage that we're going to try and get from the Blue River that would show people to the downtown, show people to the Wabash Overlook, show people to the Dry Days River Trail, and to Wabash. the Wabachi Park. So all of that signage would take people either direction. And since that's directing people to the river, they thought it'd be pretty likely we could get that signage paid for. So taking pictures yesterday of probably where we want to put it in town. And now we need to kind of think through, okay, where do the posts go and how many signs do we need, that sort of thing. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, well, that kind of, I already said it. Proposal is to create a signage proposal to submit to Wabash River Blueway Grant to create signage for riverside locations and a trail leading to it. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Eli, and do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, kind of already talked about that. Does anybody have any questions? Now, the biggest issues be probably somebody taking this in tow and saying, okay, yeah, I'll do it. So give some thought. And if you want to volunteer, I can tell you what I've done so far. Okay, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, same sign. It passes. Okay, propose to pay a vendor to keep up the landscape. Since we don't have a cost on that, we could table that, just not deal with it right now.
Mhm.
The flip side is that's another month before anything's going to be done with the McDonald's stuff. So we could put like an upper cost, like agree and say, okay, yeah, let's do it, but no more than $500 or something like that. So I'll leave that to somebody to propose if they want, not to table it, but to get this moving for May.
$500 a month, $500 for entire
Well,
summer.
you could say $500 for the first go round max, and then if the person says, look, we need more, then we can do a new motion on June for like a monthly maintenance or something. So would anybody care to put like an upper figure there?
And the $500 is fine with me
Mm-hmm.
to put on there with the,
For the
that you could extend it if you needed to.
for the whole summer.
Well,
Okay.
right now, it's,
Mhm.
that's a one-time only. And then if the person comes back and says, we're gonna need more than that, then we'd have to look at that and see, we've got this much done, which I presume that's everything for the
Mhm.
first go around, or $500 surely. And then if they say, yeah, but monthly maintenance is gonna take this, then we can look and see, what we think. Does that sound all right?
Mhm.
Okay, all those in favor of, did we get a first
You
and
didn't get
second?
it. No, you
All right,
didn't
do
get
we
a
have a
motion.
first on that motion with $500 upper limit?
I'll motion.
Okay,
What's
that's
that
out.
upper limit?
A second,
What'd you say?
What's that upper limit for?
that we have made a motion that says we'll spend up to $500 to do this, to
To get it started,
landscape
initiate it.
McDonald Park. And that's mainly that front area.
Right.
Mhm.
And then what, some
Mhm.
bushes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, Eli with a second. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those, same sign to oppose. It passes. Next proposal is to upgrade the disc golf course with 3 poles, cement, and 3 new signs and hardware at a cost not to exceed $750. So we're installing all of the signs that the Community Foundation bought a couple years ago, but they're too small. So we have to take off each sign and paint it, and then reattach it, and then attach the little sign under the big sign.
Mhm.
So I've been doing that one sign at a time, and so I keep having confused people when they go up there. So where's the sign, because it's gone.
Mhm.
But also, what we didn't have was kind of a nice welcome to the disc course. And so what I did was buy a 4x4 that looks kind of like a realtor sign, the big 4x4 that goes this way and that way, and then you've got a sign that hangs down
Mhm.
for sale kind of thing.
Mhm.
So that's what I've envisioned, and that would have a sign on both sides. So either side of the park you're coming from, you'd see that sign. And I'm guessing, maybe $300 for that sign, but I don't know. So I was just putting an upper limit there, not to exceed that. And then we installed, besides those 4x4s, We also installed 2 metal posts that we needed for new signs. We're trying to set up the disc course so it'll be an 18-hole course, which is just basically come one way, then go back. But lay all of that with a sign that says, here's how it works, and a big graphic shows how it works. So that's the idea. I don't know, did I get a?
No,
Denise
second
has a-
person, second.
I have a question about the disc golf. I'm a little concerned, with doing the signage right now, because when we do our building and everything, 2 of the disc golf basket things will most likely have to be moved.
They're on your property.
Because it will be, you won't be able to go through our building,
They're on her property now.
so.
Well, the signs are already done. The only thing that isn't done would be the big sign. And what you can do with the big sign, which is nice to know, is you can peel off the old sign, print out a new sign, and put it on the old metal. And it's reasonably inexpensive to do that.
Yeah.
So as long as they keep the artwork that they created, then they modify the artwork. So I get your point. I'm thinking let's go with what we've got and then modify when the time comes. Because of course we don't want to throw a disc through your house.
To the
All
pool.
right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Did we get a motion?
We don't get a motion
I
yet.
did not, so
No.
sorry.
I will make a motion.
Okay. And a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Now, all those in favor signify by saying by aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign. Okay, the proposal is that recruitment committee and communications committee collaborate in reaching out to donors and volunteers. This is kind of where you were going just minutes ago. Keeping track of and posting names and pictures of volunteers, so there's kind of an ongoing momentum. People see their pictures up there and so on. And donors, the same way you see their names listed. Joanne gave me a printout of every donation since about 2015 or so. We could put that as a Hall of Fame donation
That's awesome.
to start with. And then, because she keeps track of that as it comes in. And using various methods to promote the work needing to be done this summer, because we're trying to get sign-up lists or something to get things taken care of. It's just a lot of work out there. Okay, do I have a proposal? Someone give a motion.
I'll make a motion for that.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
That's Ellen. Any further discussion, comments, or concerns? Okay, all those in favor, saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. So communications, that'd be you,
Mhm.
and recruitment is,
I help with communications. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then who else is recruitment though? Who
It was.
chairs
I think it was you and it would have been you and Tony, wouldn't
I
it?
think,
Yeah, so it's funding and
That's
recruitment,
good.
recruitment and funding. Where you guys
Yes.
are helping each other. Now you're funding,
Yeah.
so we actually don't have recruitment.
yeah, we just have me.
Well, community, if you could think about a little bit as far as at least how we might have sign-up lists,
Yeah, I got you.
online sign-up lists.
I've been racking my brain about that. And the best thing that I can come up with, Eli, just take this for what it's worth, it's like a Google sign up sheet.
Yeah.
But then like, I don't know who wants to monitor that. But that would be the easiest way, I think, because again, that fast, just click, sign up, type deal.
Well, we could do it by task, like if I'd say on Saturday, the such and such day, meet in Ravine Park to do paint prep and painting, that
Mhm.
kind of thing. So then have a sign-up sheet for that. Then that way, I know what equipment to have and I know how many people are gonna show up.
And it'll probably be a little less overwhelming if we did it that way, whereas if we are just putting it out there with just volunteers, and then we'd have to contact them. So if we did it by task, I think that would be
Yeah.
more
Knowing what
beneficial.
they're gonna do.
Okay, well, I
What-
could send
What
you,
did the PTO use for the signups? Because that was really easy.
Sign up Genius. Yep,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we
That's
just
what we used
stuck it
too.
out there and we said, okay, like for our last event, our bingo event, we said 6 to 6:30 bingo color, and you could sign up for that. 6:30 to 7 bingo color, you could sign up for that. And it sends you reminders too, so I really like that.
oh, okay.
That's another thing that we could do per task, instead of that Google sign up, you could do Sign Up Genius, and It really is nice because it sends you that reminder and I always forget.
Well, let me know what you need from me, since I have in mind what the tasks are.
Okay.
And then we could kind of start setting dates. We'll put the main emphasis on Ravine right now, and then start spreading out from there. Okay. Did we get a vote on that yet?
No, you don't have a first and second.
Okay, all those in,
No, you have to have a first.
oh, I
first.
don't even have a first or second. Thanks for keeping me on track. All right, maybe we have a first on that and then a second?
I'll make it first.
And,
And I'll second.
okay, now all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
And opposed, same sign, passes. All right, the next proposal is that the Communication Committee create a trifold pamphlet. The welcome sign at Ravine has a holder for trifold pamphlets.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
So it's just whatever you want to do that, maybe encourages donations and volunteerism, and if there's any kind of scannable something to put on that, so that whole thing. They can all coalesce not only on our webpage, but also on the pamphlets. Okay. Do we have a first and a second?
I motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Alan and Eli. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay. The next proposal is a communication committee reach out to possible creators and donors for a banner on the old elementary school fence asking for donations and volunteers. And I was told that there are some folks in town that do sometimes make banners for not much.
Yeah.
And so maybe that was kind of what I was thinking. I didn't have anything in particular, but again, the same thing that we're doing in the pamphlet that we do on the website that we do on the, because I'd like to get some excitement going kind of more or less all at once. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, so first and second on that?
Make it first.
And I'll second.
Okay. This is a lot that's kind of loading up on communications. You guys still all okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next proposal is to lock the pavilion bathrooms and install a porta potty instead. So we can go ahead and make a motion second and we can start debating and considering. Okay, so you got a first and second on this?
I'll first.
I'll second.
Okay, now what do we want to think about with this? You were mentioning at least having the doors open during the park program.
Yeah. So I don't know if that means we give the director and assistant director a key, if, we
Yeah, I
take
think
our
that's a way to
kid.
handle
Yeah.
that.
That way
Okay.
they could do that.
Okay, and we just need to reach out to Eric for that.
I was under the understanding that they were already open like for certain hours and
They
closed.
used to be, and then they started last year, did not go and close them. They left them open all night.
I thought it was like per an ordinance. Like
But they used to, close them, and they didn't have the problem. The year before, we didn't have them vandalized at all, and I think it's because they did close them at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock,
Do you know who did
something
that?
like that. They actually had a lady that used to go up and do it and used to take care of it, and then they had somebody else that came and did it, and then
Just stop.
Oh.
so yeah, we don't have, I don't think they've even reached out to anybody to do it, but I don't know if it was a paid position. Do you know if it was a paid position? I didn't think it was. It was a more volunteer, yeah.
Mm.
We probably got
I
her
didn't
up
think
and
it
out
was
of her house
paid, yeah.
and moving.
Well, and what did you say about porta potties getting knocked over
They knocked the porta potties over twice at the
at the
At the
pickleball?
park, over, yeah, by the pool, yeah, last year. They haven't this year yet, but they did last
Can
year.
they be changed to the, is
This,
there a way to do that?
I think they did chain it last year, didn't they, at the end of the year? Maybe they did chain it, I don't know. They kind of this year moved it to a little bit different site. Before it was kind of right up on the very corner. And this year they kind of moved them a little bit farther back from the road. So I don't know if that'll help. We only have one, but I mean, maybe moving it to there might help. I don't know. Just seemed like it was really convenient where it was there on the corner. They could just go and just knock it over. But now it's kind of up against the fence and farther in. So
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
We'll see.
What about, at least for the park program, what if it's like this, that there's keys for the park program to open it and close it for the little kids? And then a porta potty there for all the other time when it's not locked or not unlocked. That's a thought. It would mean.
We could still use it for the twilight,
Uh,
still using porta potties.
Yeah,
use it for
yeah, you can
twilight.
still use it for twilight.
Cause, I mean, I could
And
lock it
for
up
that
when we're
matter,
done.
we can unlock the, yeah, it's just not knowing that you can get someone to open it up and close it.
Yeah, but I would be able to do that, cause I've been there.
Well, for
Start to end.
for your thing, for
Twilight, yes,
twilight, but
yeah.
for every single day of the week.
Right. Mhm.
And now,
That's
if
understandable.
Eric knows there's somebody that would do it, then that take care of it. But I would think that'd already be being done if there was somebody already doing it.
Yeah.
Well, all right, so this would be an amended motion, something, and a friendly motion would be to say, okay, the doors will be open during the park program and during the Twilight series, and a porta potty would be available at all other times. Or we can say, never mind with that about the porta potty, and just ask Eric whether somebody can do it, or we can leave the porta potty in there if Eric doesn't have anybody to do it, open and close it every day.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Because you're making it so specific as to when it will be open and when it won't.
Yeah.
Can we also put in that it'll be open on August 22nd for the side-by-side ride? Because we do not, I'm sorry, I'm not using the porta pot. I'm not doing it. Yeah,
We-
first of all, I'm allergic to the.
That's okay.
chemicals.
I'll
I
be
think
up
a
there
lot
all
of
day
people
that day, and
feel
I would
that
be
way.
able to unlock
Mhm.
it for you that day, because we have a pickleball tournament that day, and that's also our music, twilight music that night.
Right.
So I'll be up there all day anyway, so I could unlock it for them for their.
You know, because
event.
one of the things that concerns me is if it doesn't get locked, then you go in and there's toilet paper everywhere and there's stuff in the toilets. It's just even if it doesn't get bashed up and vandalized, it gets misused. Yeah. And so it's,
Well, I think that the person that has the keys is gonna be responsible
yeah.
to get it locked.
Well, okay, so how do we?
Should we just start first by asking Eric if he has some sort of solution?
Yeah.
I know we've had this problem in the past and we brought it to him in the past,
Mhm.
but
And I think last year Ellen and I went at the beginning of our program and we deep cleaned those bathrooms. I mean, we were
Yeah.
elbow deep in those bathrooms and they were just the worst.
Mhm.
And then we went back midsummer and did it once. And I think we were the only two people that ever cleaned those bathrooms.
Mhm.
So I'm just curious, is that another volunteer thing or is that something that the city is supposed to be doing? Cleaning them?
Which one more reason, I don't know, we can bring that up to Eric and see what his recommendations are. We can just table this for now and ask what he wants. But at this point, there's no bathroom, unless they did just recently open it up again. There's no bathroom down there. People would have to run up to the porta potty up by the pickleball.
Because they are vandalized? That's what you're saying? There's nothing there because they got vandalized?
Yeah, they were locked. The last I looked, which was a while ago, right, the doors were shut. You know how they're open, they were shut and locked.
They were locked this weekend.
Yeah, they were.
Because we were up there for William's birthday
They
party
were
in the
open.
pavilion and they were open
Well,
and that was just,
But that's because I scheduled the event and made sure that they would be.
but I
there.
mean, they were still usable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, they were locked.
This just
weekend.
happened last Thursday, was it?
Okay.
Yeah, it's not more than a couple of weeks, and I don't think, and the doors were kicked in. I don't think anything was actually broken inside the bathroom. No one told me that it was that they kicked in the doors. So, well, all right, so we'll just leave this tabled.
okay.
Did we get a first and a second?
You had a first and second,
Then we're
Casey and
gonna have to
Ellen.
Table. Is there a motion to table?
I'll make a motion.
Okay. And is there a second for that? All those in favor of tabling, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, all those opposed, same sign, tabled. Okay, the last one is an authorization for A1 Concrete Leveling Company to level out 2 major cracks in the big pavilion floor to reduce trip hazards. there are two really big cracks. The really big crack was about $1,500, and then there was another $1,500 to $1,800 to do the next. And then he says, and it depends what I get into. It could cost you more. So I put down, okay, 4,000 max.
Do you know where we're gonna get this money?
Yeah, that's the part, right? At this point, I'm going, so it could be something that we look at with our budgeting process in June. And just realize that's about what it's gonna cost. And that's where just a lot of other projects that you see get a quote, so we know about what it's gonna cost. So we can start thinking, what are we up to? Like if we were gonna really fix up the bathrooms, but I'm kind of, when we were thinking about doing that.
Mhm.
But gee whiz, fix it up and then somebody trashes it out. So I just don't know. I'm really ambivalent about that. I know we have to do some work on the pavilion itself. Now, we did install the rails. The inspector said we had to have rails where the ramp comes up.
Mhm.
We have to have
It
rails.
looks really nice, yeah.
So those are in.
Did you see this?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
One more thing too about that ramp.
Yeah.
The top part, there's a large area before the next set of braces. It really needs like a wood brace or something in between halfway, because I walked that up there and it's a little bit on the softer side at the top where the bottom's fine in the,
Oh, you mean aluminum's giving?
yeah. It's
It's
not
braced.
giving, but you can feel the movement there.
Well, is it a trip hazard or anything like that?
Are you saying it just needs braced?
It needs brace. That's all it needs is a piece of wood and braces down in.
Hmm.
It just needs extra bracing. That's all, it's still in good condition. It just needs extra bracing there.
Okay, well, and there's some posts, you see those big metal things that hold the posts up nicely?
Mhm.
I found out you can get those at Menards, son of a gun. So anyway, so we could do that for any post that needs it, yeah.
Mhm.
And then I was looking around in the back, and the backside, they're rotting out. They're still in place as far as the top part, but the bottom part is rotted out, so you'd have to, like, I assume, cut that level, stick in another post that supports it. So there's work like that needs to be done, and I feel like I want to bring in a contractor to quote it.
Yeah.
You guys okay with that?
Yeah.
Just find somebody that's willing to take that on. I just don't want it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm getting tired.
Yeah, you've
But-
done a lot of
But I
work.
also feel like that's a big one
Lot,
too,
yeah.
like we would want a contractor for that.
Okay, so that one,
Can we table that last one?
can we go ahead, would you guys be okay with tabling that? Do we have
Yeah.
a motion and a second to table?
I'll make a motion to table.
A second.
Ellen, a second. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, and opposed, same sign, so it's all tabled. Okay, so there you
No,
go.
ridiculous.
High points is what do we do to communicate the need for folks to volunteer and to donate. By the way, one other thing you might want to include somewhere in there are what's called qualified charitable deductions. And a qualified charitable deduction, when a person has money in an IRA and they reach 73, they have to start withdrawing money from that IRA. IRS makes them do that and pay taxes on it. And you can opt to do what's called a qualified charitable deduction, which will go to a municipality or 501c3, and then that money you don't pay taxes on. Now you're giving it away, right? So it's gone, but you're not paying taxes on it either. And so folks that are retired and have an interest in donating some money, and if you don't do it as a qualified retirement distribution or qualified charitable distribution, then you are actually paying tax on the money you give away. But if you take it out of your IRA, you're not paying tax on the money you give away. So there's an incentive to do it that way. So it'd be nice to have a little blurb like that in the communications and be recommending that to folks that are legacy planning is a phrase that's often used. Legacy planning in retirement and that we would love to be a recipient of their largesse.
I think the biggest thing, going back to you wanting to talk about like the volunteers and the donation stuff, I think the biggest thing is I'm gonna ask Joanne about an online link.
Yeah.
If there is no online link, then I think we're good to go to just start posting and directing people here in the memo of their check writing Attica Park Board. I think that's something that we need to start up first and foremost, because we need that shed. We need the shed before park program. That's something that needs to be, like, the ball needs to be rolling. And then I truly do think that the Sign Up Genius is gonna be the best way to go.
Yeah.
If we could get like the very first thing that you wanna do, Jerry, like the most important thing that we need right now, this weekend, the volunteers that, you know, what they're gonna be doing, and then if you could get that together and send it to me, Eli, I can get it posted and we could get that going. I hadn't even thought about Sign Up Genius. That was so genius of you, Denise. I honestly forgot
That's what
about
it
it.
is for pickleball. We use Sign Genius too.
So,
all the teachers.
Sunday is Mother's Day, and-
Oh, yeah.
right? So some people might be traveling for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That could make it difficult. But what I would say for Saturday would be paint prep of all of the equipment in Ravine Park.
So do we need to put on the Sign Up Genius or in the post that they need to bring their own paint brushes and supplies, or is that something that we are going to have ready for them?
I'll have that ready. What we need as first phase is to sand, and that's tedious but necessary. People could bring, if they've got a tall ladder, they could bring a tall, someone with a pickup truck and a tall ladder to do the swing sets.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you're getting this down, Eli, but it sounds like Saturday for the Sign Up Genius, how long do you think that the sanding would take? An hour?
It depends on how many people we have. I would just say a 3-hour work schedule, that was manageable.
Come and go.
A 3-hour work schedule in the morning and a 3-hour work schedule in the afternoon.
Okay.
And then we would call it off if it's inclement weather. It's just if it's raining, if it's spring,
Busy.
we'll call it off.
Now, just quick question. You might want to put on there contact information, because if we do call it off, wouldn't we need to notify those volunteers?
Well, that's where I was gonna say, if it rains, don't come. So.
And we could also post that on Facebook.
10% chance.
It's not supposed
Because
to
we have a
rain.
tournament Saturday.
It's not
So-
supposed to rain, it's supposed to be cloudy.
Yeah, it's supposed to be 10%.
But I will tell you this Saturday is Jamboree,
Mhm. Yeah, and we have a pickleball tournament, so.
Oh, okay.
and then
Yeah.
Mother's Day is
We're
Sunday.
selling walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll probably, let's give it some
Not
time
good.
to launch and do it next Saturday.
Yeah.
And, if I can have more than one supervisor, if we have a lot of people start to sign up, but it's tedious to sand, and there's a lot of territory. You're scratching with a brush and sanding, it's just a lot of surface area. So if we could get that done, then the next phase is priming, and then it's painting. And since this is epoxy paint, it has to get mixed up, and you don't want to mix up so much that it doesn't have long enough shelf life. So I'd mix it up for kind of a 3-hour work session.
Okay.
So that's why I was thinking 3 hours. Plus, it is so darn tedious that after 3 hours, most people are done.
It has to get this done before it gets really hot.
Yeah. And on all of this, before we blow on the mulch.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And we have all of the boards are up for that park. So if we can sand it, prep it, paint it, in comes the mulch, and we're ready to go come June.
Mm-hmm.
But
In theory,
we're running
it's
out of
okay.
time. We're definitely running out of time.
Yeah.
Because that's the other thing. So the last week of May, I'm gone. And my wife and I are going to go. And so if we do still have people doing things, we're going to need supervisors for that weekend.
Okay.
and I'll instruct you in what that is. And if you're coming to the one work session, you'll know how to do it for the next work session. Plus, you guys know how to do the plastics.
Yeah.
Push comes to shove,
And
and
when
send you
Sunday
to
did
another
it.
park and do
What?
the
I
plastic.
did it Sunday, you did it Saturday, I
Yeah.
did it Sunday, so, yeah. It wasn't hard.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it looks exciting. When I drive down and you see this kind of almost organic looking
Yeah.
thing, it looks cool. It's not just squares.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It looks like it's living.
Yeah.
Really nice. And it's been so much fun to be out there working on stuff and seeing how much people enjoy the parks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just having a picnic or playing with the kids,
Mm-hmm.
pushing somebody on a swing.
Makes it worth
Just,
it.
absolutely. Okay, well, enough. Call it at 7:05, 7:07.
Who's making a motion?
Oh, okay. Who would like to move and who would like to second, and then it's closed.
I'll first motion.
Second.
There we have it. Now
Okay.
closed, 7:07.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And
Yes.